Hey, welcome forward, ISV Chess, US Virgin Islands International, and all players, coaches, staff, admin, those who are participating today and watching this Stockfish Level 8 play. This guy's highest, your host Colin Heim with US Virgin Islands Chess Federation. And if you guys have selected this video, you've selected yet another from the classic saga of the Stockfish Level 8 maxed out engine on Lee Chess playlist. Again, we are studying Stockfish Level 8 and how to draw against the Infinite King maxed out level engine. Again, guys, like we said. And today we're going to spend about 15-20 minutes, guys, in this video going over an instructional game. This is going to be another French defense played by Black. Guys, I want to make it clear to everyone in this playlist at ISV or elsewhere, guys, whoever's watching this, that I cannot, right, with white, and again, I only play Stockfish Level 8 with white pieces because it's just far too challenging to play with black. Okay, so I have nothing to do about c5. Okay, I've played Stockfish Level 8 now countless times, guys, and faced c5, and I have absolutely no solution. I cannot come up with even a drawing line against Stockfish Level 8 with the white pieces, okay? But in this game, guys, we saw French defense, so if you guys want to get into this right now with me, stick tight and just watch the video, learn, chill, and have fun, guys, with me. And let's begin. E6. Okay, so this was the second game I played. Today at 8:30 p.m. Today is April the 7th, 2023. And guys, I really want to share this game with everyone. 46 moves, so it's not too much to get through. There probably will be a lot of analysis to go through in this game. I'll go over some of the tries that I had, and I'll show you guys where I started making very serious takebacks, okay, during a line after the queens came off the board. All right, guys, 2 minutes in, let's go. Thank you for allowing me to express that introduction. Now let's go. D4, D5. Okay, so we're going for the French defense. The exchange variation, he captures on D5. This is the most played line, guys, again, for my beginners. If you guys are new to my channel or you are a beginner at ISV, this Stockfish Level 8 preview should be very exciting for you guys, as it'll show us what to do in mainline openings, and it will also show us some very proper themes with Stockfish Level 8, some great endgame play, and a pretty virtuous middle game. So let's continue. ED5, ED5, and C4. This is the Kasparov line. It's called the Monte Carlo line, but this Monte Carlo line is something that I play a lot, guys. Kasparov, again, in one of his books, Gary Kasparov, former world champion, 1985 to 2000, he mentioned that this is a decent line. Good winning chances for white if it's just played properly. But I'll tell you guys what, not winning chances against Stockfish Level 8. I don't think there's a human that has any chance with no takebacks in any opening. So let's continue with the game. Knight to f6, horse f6 played by Stockfish Level 8, okay? Knight to c6, and bishop to e6. Okay, so this is the main line, this is the best line. Black playing all the best moves. Now, guys, some of you guys might think that it's okay to take the d5 pawn here early, but that's not a good move because all that does is give black the initiative. And we could go into some lines to show why c captures on d5 isn't normal here. But let's continue with what I played in the game, guys, which is just c captures on d5, so not a surprise move. I guess I felt like I had to play this instantly. Maybe there's more developing moves you could play, like knight to c3, knight from b to d2, knight from g to e2, excuse me. But instead, guys, we went for 6, c captures on d5, knight captures on d5, and now knight to f3. Okay, so now developing the kingside knight, okay? Knight to c6, so furthering development both sides, okay? And bishop to b5, now creating a pin on the black king. Okay, guys, so this is something that, I sat and I thought about for about 10 or 20 minutes, and I said, well, if I end up capturing after bishop b5, and let's say a move like bishop to e7, this was not played in the game. Well, if captures, and now if I capture here, he's capturing back with the pawn, castles. And I really do think that there's really no way to stop c5. For example, one line, bishop to f4, c5, takes, rook c1, bishop b6, and black is doing just fine here. yeah, again, queen f6 can come, now going after the b2 pawn. And I think black is just doing quite well. The bishop is also under attack as well. Right, so if we go here, okay, play queen h6. And I think black's doing really well there. I think black is doing better with this bishop pair, guys, okay? This bishop pair here. Okay, black is doing just fine. Okay, so let's go back to what happened in the game, guys. All right, thank you for paying attention and following along. This is going to be a nice video. Okay, so bishop b4 and bishop b5 and bishop b4 was played by Stockfish. Okay, so now saying, well, you're going to pin me, I'm going to pin you. All right, previous move, guys, right? Pin here, and now pin here. Okay, so Stockfish just saying tit for tat. You go for this, while I go for that. Okay, so the game continued. I played bishop to d2, which is the best move. Guys, if you end up going for something like a3 here, well, first knight takes, and after you take and he takes, right? Well, if you take here, guys, that's coming with check, and you're just losing the rook, okay, in the game, okay? So that's why we don't play, that's why we're not playing a3, just bishop to d2, okay? And now Stockfish immediately castled, okay, in the short, okay? Okay, guys, so far 9 moves have been played in this opening French defense exchange variation Monte Carlo line with c4. And let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments below, or tell me what you guys think I could do a little better here in this game. Okay, so in this position, guys, I did not castle in the short. Instead, I just asked the b4 bishop a question with a3. Stockfish level 8 plays bishop to e7 as a response, going all the way back to the e7 square. And guys, we noticed that black has the bishop pair, and so does white. No minor pieces have been exchanged off the board yet. After bishop to e7, I played the move captures. Okay, guys? Now it's time to capture on c6. Okay, well, I figured in this position, guys, if I castled and did not capture on c6, then black could play a6. And after I back up here and he throws b5, well, guys, there's actually this line, right? And I think Stockfish would absolutely just crush me in this line. We notice now that the d4 pawn is weak. And again, the superstar bishops for Team Black. And white is not fully, white's fully developed, but white is not nearly as coordinated as black is, okay? So guys, there's a difference between developing our pieces and then coordinating our pieces, right? And in this position, black is far superior in his piece coordination. Okay, let's get back to what was played in the game now, guys. So no castles, just bishop captures on c6 and knight captures on c3 first. An in-between move played by Stockfish, now saying, well, I really don't need to capture first on c6. Stockfish says, I'll allow you to capture on c3 first, and then b captures on c6. Okay, so Stockfish has double pawns on the c file, but as we'll see, as mentioned now for maybe the 3rd or 4th time, black has a dominating bishop pair. Okay, guys, so now only in this position, now move 13. Now it's time to castle, okay? So we went over why it wasn't really proper to castle before. We played another exchange move, which was just capturing on c6, the in-between move. Knight captures on c3, bishop c3, and bc3. Now it's time to short castle. Okay, so this is a pretty comfy position for white, despite black having the monster bishop pair. Both aligned there on the e-file. This is very typical of Stockfish level 8's type of play, and is something that I have seen now on multiple occasions. So guys, this is our second French defense exchange. This is the new Monte Carlo variation that I have not played yet with white. So this is a new game that we have faced against the Infinite King, Stockfish level 8. Probably somewhere between 2,800 to 3,000, I would say, in terms of ELO rating, right? It's impossible to defeat. But we're going to show again in this game, guys, how to draw, okay? Thank you guys for following along. Okay, so thrusty queen to d5, played by Stockfish level 8. And immediately, guys, I played rook to e1. Now getting on the semi-open file. As mentioned, bishop to d6. Now the thread is clear. Right, there is a semi-open e-file for Team White, so bishop to d6 was a pretty Stockfish E-type continuation. I played queen to e2, now doubling up on the e-file, and Stockfish played a5. Okay guys, well, this is a pause the video moment, and without looking at the script below, the scripted algebraic notation, I want you guys to find the best move for white in the position. If you guys had the white pieces here against Stockfish level 8, what would you guys do? This isn't tournament style chess, guys, right? This is just computer chess, right? So the computer obviously has much more depth and always will than the human player. But for the sake of explaining chess in these tutorials, guys, we bring these to you guys on a monthly basis from ISV, your coach, and your host and your online operator, guys, Colin. So let's continue now. Queen to e4 played by myself after a5, okay? And this is just saying, well, I'm definitely looking to exchange the queens in this position. Queen captures was not played by Stockfish. That was not the best move. Instead, Stockfish played rook from f to e8. Now, the game is very clear. It's just a fight over the e-file, okay? Very clear. Okay, guys, I played knight to e5 in this position. And why not just captures, 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 and after rook captures, rook here, and if takes, takes. Well, guys, this endgame is going to favor Black's bishop pair is far superior. Even with the double pawns here on the c-file, let's just show one quick line. Okay, so one line goes like this, c5, right? I don't have to take because I have the knight defending d4. But instead, if I do take and go for this line, okay, takes, takes, and believe it or not, guys, Black is still doing very well here, okay? So if I go up here, right, there's this line, and it's not so easy to tell. It may end in a draw, but the bishops are going to end up doing more work for Team Black there, okay? So let's go back to what happened in the game, guys, okay? Not exchanging, just doubling up. And now, guys, in this move on move 17, I played the move knight to e5, which is critical, okay? The threat is clear. I want to attack c6 and build an attack on the weakness in Black's camp, which is just the queen side of the board, okay? So c5 now played by Stockfish level 8, maxed out level engine. And guys, now I want you to find the move that we need to play here for white. This may look a little strange at first. It's actually d captures on c5, and after queen to c5, guys, I played the move queen to c6. Now I'm telling Stockfish, well, I really, really want to exchange queens. Right, I want to get the queens off the board and end up fighting in the middle game right after move 20. Okay, so instead, guys, Stockfish plays f6, asking a question of the knight. So as a response, guys, what do you think I played in this position? Should be pretty obvious, right? Queen captures queen captures on c5, bishop captures on c5. And now, guys, I want you to find the best move for white. The e5 horse is under attack. Which square is the best square to jump to, okay? Well, if you guys found d3, that's great, because that gains a tempo now on the bishop, and the bishop is forced to go back one square, and that's exactly what we saw in the game, bishop e6 after knight d3. Thank you guys for following along and paying attention. As always, guys, your host is Colin Heim, ISV, US Virgin Islands chess operator, an online operator and instructor. Okay, guys, bishop e6 and b4. Okay, b4 is just a straight shot at the queen side, move 22. And first, rook from e to d8, now Stockfish level 8, asking, well, what do you plan on doing about the horse? Do you want to defend or do you want to move? What is the case? Okay. So, guys, instead of, and this is really the key move in this game, right? Maybe you guys would or would not find this, but the best continuation is actually b captures on a5. And after bishop captures on a5, bishop captures on a5, and rook captures on a5, okay? Rook captures on e6, and now rook captures on d3. And this is exactly what we saw in the game. Okay, so now after that exchange, which was a forced line in the eyes of Stockfish level 8, that was a forced exchange line. Now we notice that the material is even on the board. There are 4 pawns for each side. Each side has a pass pawn on the queen side, and both teams have a set of rooks. Okay, so let's figure out how to play this the proper way. It's not too challenging, guys. It's actually pretty instructive and easy. So let's continue now with rook e8 check to the black king. Okay, king's going to attack rook. Rook goes to c8 now, attacking the c7 pawn. c5 played by Stockfish level 8. And first, before attacking on the c file, we want to free up the king on the king side to avoid any sort of back rank problems. Okay, faced by Stockfish level 8. So now g5 as a response to g3. Rook to c1 as mentioned, now going for the double attack on the c5 square. h5, now just desperate pawn thrusts. It's very clear that Stockfish is planning to draw this endgame now. So we have rook c capturing on c5, rook captures on c5, rook c5, and king to g6 square. Okay. All right, well, of course, Stockfish can always capture the pawn first, but that activates the white king, and we can just draw that game. But instead, first advancing to the g6 square, allowing me to advance my pawn to a4. h4 played by Stockfish, but not capturing, guys. If we capture, this isn't good for white. Okay. So instead of capturing on h4, guys, just g4. Okay, and now the black king has nowhere to go in the future on the king side. Okay, because the g4 pawn is doing such an excellent job of covering the h5 and the f5 squares. Okay. All right, so now rook to a3, going on a little longer. a5, king to f7, king g2, king g7, h3, king g6, f3. Rook a2 check, king g1, king h6, rook h5, king g7, and after rook c5, king f7, rook f5, king g6, guys, this is going to go right into a threefold repetition. So after the repeat of moves, 3 progresses were equal. And guys, after rook c5, king f7, I went for threefold claim, and the engine accepted the claim at threefold repetition. And the game was terminated half and half, draw at 8:30, guys, today on April the 7th. And I want to thank you guys for participating and watching this today, and maybe getting something out of this skirmish, this duel between the maxed out level engine on Lichess and myself. Guys, I want to go over some of the themes very quickly before we reach 20 minutes here in this lecture. So let's do that now. Okay, so guys, your host, your instructor, and operator at ISV started the game with pawn to e4, e6, the French defense, d4, the main line, d5, ed5, ed5, and c4, the Monte Carlo variation of the exchange French. Knight to f6, knight to c3, bishop e6, captures on d5, knight captures on d5, not capturing, okay, just developing another piece. Knight to c6, bishop e5, bishop e4, bishop to d2, short castles, a3. Sorry there, guys. Bishop to b4, bishop to b2, short castles, and a3. Bishop to e7, capturing now on c6. And now an in-between move, capturing on c3. Bishop captures, b captures on c6, and now short castles. Okay, queen d5, rook e1, bishop to d6, queen to e2, a5. Sorry again there, guys. Bear with me for a moment. Okay, so a5, and this was a interesting line here. Knight e5, pushing c5, capturing, d captures on c5, queen captures on c5, queen to c6, f6, asking a question of the knight. Stockfish thought this was best. Queen captures c5, bishop captures c5, knight to d3, gaining a tempo on the bishop. And after bishop to b6, now b4, and I think b4 is critical and must be played. And it was in this position that I started making takebacks. After rook from e to d8, I tried to go for things. But then I found that it was best to actually allow the knight to be kept under attack from the threat of the rook on the d file. So I said b captures on a5, bishop captures on a5, and now we see this forced line, all because of b4 and the exchange of queens. I want to thank you guys again for the third time for participating today and watching. You guys are the best at ISV. Best of luck with your chess online. Yes, c5, g3, g5, rook c1, h5, rook 1 captures c5, rook captures c5, rook captures c5, king to g6, and I think we can stop here, guys, in this position. This is a very well-known drawing. Endgame, and best of luck to you guys in your chess online and over the board. See everyone on the other side. This is Colin signing off. Much more to come in the future for you guys and ourselves at ISV. Bye-bye, guys. Take care, and see you guys at the chess table. Bye, guys.